Carlisle Academy is hosted by Spring Creek Farm. Everything around here is Spring Creek Farm. And Spring Creek Farm is a roughly 150-acre farm. A little bit less than half of that is in woods, and we're blessed with a lot of open, tillable land, about 70 acres or so. And so Sarah, my wife Sarah, and I built the farm, and then Carlisle Academy and any of the other things that happen here are all supported by Spring Creek Farm. We are located at Spring Creek Farm in Lyman, Maine, which is in York County, southern part of the state. We've been running riding programs on our farm for 14 years.
My job here is a horse handler, and that entitles me getting horses ready for their lessons, handling a horse during a lesson if a student needs it, or maybe just being there as an assistant for the student. Here is where we get the horses ready for their lessons. We'll come in and attach them to the cross ties, grab a grooming bucket, which every horse has one with its name on it. I'll grab one here because this horse is going to be coming in. Onyx. Each horse has its own curry comb, hard brush, mane and tail brush, and hoof pick. And we try to keep them separate from horse to horse in case there's any skin diseases or funguses or anything, so that it doesn't spread throughout the whole barn. Once the horse is all groomed up, then we come into our tack room where all our equipment are. We have saddles, bridles, girths, surcingles, pads, you name it, we have it in here. And each horse for each particular lesson has a list of tack that they need for that lesson. Some horses go with saddles, some horses go with surcingles and pads and long lines, depending on what the therapist or the instructor has decided that that student might need. All students have to wear a certified helmet when they come to ride or groom, either or. It's one of our standards that we have here. And each horse is fitted with a certain tack. Like this saddle right here is number 8 saddle. It has a number on the side of it. And I know by checking our list that we have, it fits Onyx, and it fits Mabel, and it fits Zach. It doesn't fit the other horses because it's a wider saddle, and some of the other horses are too narrow for it to fit. We have a couple OT PTs that are here on staff, and they will bring a student in here for probably the first anywhere between 15 minutes to a half an hour before their riding lesson, and work on maybe fine motor skills, maybe attention issues. I typically don't work in this room with them, so they would be better for the specifics on what they do. But in this room we have a chalkboard that was painted on the wall for name writing and alphabets and letters and things like that. We have over here a horse that's painted on the wall that has little stickers with Velcro on them with the parts of the horse. Students can learn different parts of the horse. We have a swing here that's used for some of the therapy students. We have a cabinet that's full of games and toys and puzzles and things. We have a bookcase filled with books and puzzles. We have quite a few different sort of medicine balls that the students can use for different activities. We have here a mounting ramp where students will come up to the top of the ramp and mount on their horse. Either they could be in a wheelchair, they could have a walker, or they could just need that extra height that the ramp provides for assistance. We have here a lift, which bring it out, show you, that what we would do with the lift is have someone come up with their wheelchair, park them here, bring this out, lower the lift down to where they are in the wheelchair. And then these would slide underneath their arms right here, and these pieces here would slide underneath their legs. We would then lift them back up and and position them over the horse, which would be standing out here, and then lower them down onto the horse and remove the actual lift piece. Onyx was a brand new horse, and she was coming in, and this was her first day in training. I would show her the ball, and she doesn't really care that it's anywhere. And then I might just toss it up in the air, see how she reacts. She kind of looked, she heard someone coming. I'm just going to let her know that it's all right. Toss it again. And her ears are moving, so she's listening to what I'm doing. Good girl. And always, always good reinforcement. Let her know that she's doing a good job and everything's okay. Now when our students are on the horse's back, we might toss the ball to them. They catch, they miss. Whoever is tossing the ball might accidentally hit the horse. So that's something that all these horses need to know, that it's okay. So I can toss the ball at Onyx anywhere, and she doesn't care. She might look to see where it goes, and that's about it. One of the other objects we have is a hula hoop. It makes the noise inside, and you wouldn't believe that this little thing is so frightening to a horse. Especially the noise inside, because it's something different. Onyx has seen these before, so she's good. But what a rider will do is put it over themselves, balance, steering, back and forth, something like that. So the horses need to get used to it touching their body in case the rider drops it anywhere on my body, front, back. They need to get used to the noise. If it falls on the ground, you're good girl. Sometimes we use it as another steering mechanism. Goes over the horse's head. The rider can use it to steer the horse this way. So the horses need to be safe with all of these different items. Let's see, we also have flags. Play capture the flag. Play whatever sort of game that the instructor comes up with. And what is the first thing that somebody does when they get a flag? Is this. And as you can see, Onyx doesn't care. But if she had never seen it before, we have to bring it out here and just wave it everywhere and make sure that she's okay with that. You're such a good girl. And then we have these great big fuzzy dice that are awesome for adding games, subtracting, counting games, colors, whatever that the instructor wants to use them for. And again, it's just one of those things. It's going to go up on the horse. Horses see differently than people. They cannot see directly in front of them. They can't see directly behind them. The eyes are on the side of their heads, so they see around. This eye sees this side, and that eye sees that side. So whatever you do when you're training a horse on one side, you have to do on the other side. Recycled tires. It's tires that have been brought to a plant and chopped up into pieces, and we put it down as footing. It's very soft on the horse's feet, and it's very comfortable for us as horse handlers to walk in all day long. This building here also has the letters like up above, but down at the end it has some mirrors where riders can check riding positions, see if you're riding a pattern, the person behind you, if they're a safe distance behind. We also have a stereo system in here for riding to music, which is really fun. The masks on the horses that you see are called fly masks. It's just like putting a screen door on your house. It blocks the flies from getting around the horse's eyes and in their ears, because the flies are looking for a wet space to land, and horses' eyes, as like people's, are always moist, so they're always looking for a place. So it just helps keeps the horses more comfortable. Let's see, we have 20 horses, about 20 horses on the farm. Only 8 horses are used for the riding program. The rest are boarded horses. We have a range of breed of horses. We have standardbreds, we have a Norwegian fjord, we have some warm bloods, we've had some thoroughbreds, we've had some quarter horses, and they're all different ranges. And they all have their own little personality, just like people. Our Norwegian fjord, he's very independent. He likes to have his own space. He doesn't like to work very hard. But he is right there when you need him to be. He'll do anything that you ask. He's not afraid of anything except for pigs. We don't have pigs anymore. Let's see, one of the other horses that I really like is Kenny. He's a standardbred. He is an ex-racehorse. He did race in a sulky for a few years. And then his owner got him when he was about 4 years old and trained him to jump and to dressage and many other things. He has taught me a ton about carriage driving because I've never done that before I came here. And since he was a horse that was bred to race, they travel differently than a horse that was bred to ride. So he's a little bit of a challenge to ride. The challenges for me probably would be the concentration it takes to keep your horse focused. There's a lot of activity going on around the farm. There's other horses coming and going. There's riders coming and going. There's equipment coming and going. But your job mainly is to keep that horse focused and safe for the rider.
There are lots of challenges to running a farm or running a farm that's using or focused on animal agriculture, which is pretty much what horse business or any of the other practices using livestock would be considered. Keeping the horses healthy is always a challenge. And then because we depend so much on being outdoors, nature is a challenge. And
it's meeting all the different people and learning that no matter what you do with your life, you can always have a good time with horse or with others. Yeah, I think that's probably the best.